Good afternoon. Before we begin with our lineup introductions, we would ask you to please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Good afternoon and welcome to Johnson Gillespie Courts here at the Wilmore Center on the Ripon College campus as we have women's college basketball this afternoon on Midwest Conference Television and the Ripon Channel. Along with our executive producer today, Riley Eisnagel, and camera operator Martin Ernster, I'm Jason Manswith. Today it is a non-conference matchup as the Ripon College Redhawks host the UW-Stevens Pointers. Redhawks coming in 4-6 on the season, and the Pointers coming in 6-3 on this season. Marty, as we set up for the game, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, how will Ripon play with a 1-week layoff on a 3-0 win streak going against another physical state school like the Pointers? That's the question I have in my mind. Pointers are 0-2 in conference, but the two teams they've lost to are rather formidable. As the state conference, you're always running the gauntlet in that conference.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups first. We'll start with UW-Stevens Point. Number 4, 5'5" freshman from Merrill, guard Courtney Krieger. Number 12, a 6'1" junior from Wisconsin Dells, forward Jamie Pfeiffer. Number 23, a 5'8" sophomore from Platteville, Wisconsin, guard Josie Nice. Number 40, a 5'8" senior from Prairie du Sac, guard Taylor Greenheck. And number 44, a 5'11" sophomore from Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin, forward Anna Sheneke. Under the head coaching direction of Shirley Egner and Diane Gilbert and the student manager Marissa Ponchak. Those are the Pointers of UW-Stevens Point, 6-3 on the season. Here's your starting lineup for the Ripon College Redhawks. Number 0, Bella Opelt, a 5'3" freshman from Neilsville. Number 3, Kiana Fall, a 5'1" junior from Clayton. Number 13, Skylar Brescia, a 5'10" senior from Mauston. Number 14, Bonnie Jensen, the 5'11" junior from Muskego. And number 23, Allison Leslie, the 5'8" junior from Clayton. Under the head coaching direction of Lauren Busalaki in her 9th season, Dave Johnson, Megan Jensen, and Bill Peters. Those are the Ripon College Redhawks. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon on Midwest Conference Television. You mentioned earlier in the pregame here, Marty, that they've had a whole week, finals in there as well here on the campus. So you got a little bit of some added pressure there when it comes to the academics. But it'll be interesting to see how they come back out here as we get set.
Yeah, and the starting lineup, we were talking before we went on the air, it appears to be the same starting 5 coach has gone with over the last 3 to 4 games. She has been mixing it up since then. But don't forget, the last game you and I called on that conference win, the 2 leading scorers at halftime were off the bench.
Right.
So I guess what that is another way of saying coach has depth.
We talk a little bit about the Stevens Point Pointers. They played a few days ago at North Central and beat them 57-51. Had a game against UW Eau Claire last week, a few weeks back ago as well, where they lost 64-38.
Yeah, that North Central game, they got off to a great first quarter. Stevens Point did 20-9 in that first quarter, and then they were pretty much able to coast after that.
Ripon in the home white jerseys with the red trim and red numbers. Stevens Point in the black jerseys with the purple trim and the gold numbers. Set to bring it here. 10 minutes on the first quarter. Glad to have you along. Tip is controlled by Ripon. Kiana Fall will set it up for the Hawks. Traditional player-to-player defense by Stevens Point at the time. It'll work outside edge. Jensen's on the right wing. She'll bring it through the middle. Toss to the right side. Shot on the way. Put up a little deep. Rebound comes down. There's Leslie with it. Up and good for 2 for a score.
Watch that matchup, by the way. Leslie with Greenheck, the Sauk Prairie player, number 40, on the shooter.
Leslie, the leading scorer for this team, averaging 11.3. Greenheck, the leading scorer for Stevens Point, just averaging about 9 points per ball game. Pass inside for the Pointers is picked off by Ripon. Will go the other way.
Great job of high hands by the defense, causing that theft.
Left side kick. Jensen's on the wing. Brescia in the middle. 18 on the shot clock with a 2-0 lead. A minute gone in the first quarter. Work around. Brescia puts it up off the glass. Good for 2.
Was that beautiful basketball on the, just dropped it off a dime right there by Leslie. Great 2-person game right there.
Senior from Boston with the 2 points. Makes it a 4-0 lead. 8:44 remaining in the first quarter. Outside edge, working around. Underneath the basket, nowhere to go. Quick feedback. Shot up, put up, no good. But a foul.
Schoeneck got bumped from behind on that pass. Ripon off to a good start. Defensively is what stands out in my mind in the first minute or 2 of play.
Brescia with the foul. Sheneke will go to the free throw line.
Another player to watch when I talked about Greenheck. It's interesting in their 2 losses in conference to Whitewater and Eau Claire. They keep her, being Greenheck, down considerably offensively.
Okay.
Might be a barometer.
Sheneke on the next free throw. 71% free throw shooter on the year. Makes them both. Make it a 4-2 lead. 8:36 remaining in the first quarter. Fall across the timeline. Will work to the right side. There's Jensen, closely guarded. Brescia looks to feed inside. Bad pass picked off. Here come the Pointers the other way. Work on the left wing. Good blow by on Kiana Fall. She got beat there. Nice move.
Boy.
Courtney Krieger.
Courtney Krieger from Merrill, Wisconsin. I tell you, when you do that to a player of the type, the point guard for Ripon, you got some moves. You got some quick.
Brescia goes baseline, no contested. Now she'll go up and tipped. We're going to look for the up and down. They wanted the call, but she was tipped, and now there'll be a foul called against
Greenheck, I think.
44, Sheneke.
Sheneke. Good job of staying with it. She knew she was in the tall pines on her first effort. Little fake, and then went up a second time and was grabbed.
Brescia, 45% free throw shooter on the year. That one rolls out.
Yeah, and she's better than that. I'll guarantee if you go back and look what she shot from the line in previous seasons, it's better than that.
Second toss from Brescia is good. 5-4 with 8 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Midwest Conference Television scoreboard.
Boy, Coach Busalaki, I think she's taken on just about every state school there is.
Park Falls.
With a long trip. No travel call. Great job by the defense again for Ripon.
Opelt will work it to the edge to Leslie this time. She'll feed it back down into Skyler. Post up, look for somebody coming through, spin it back out. Kiana Fall steps up, 20-foot-9-incher, good.
What a nice find by the kid from Boston to the point guard for the Redhawks.
8-4 lead now for Ripon, 7:19 remaining in the first quarter. Sheneke around to the left edge, back to the middle. Here's the shot, put up free throw, good. And made, that's 12, Jackie Pfeiffer.
Yeah, Pfeiffer left alone from about that 12-foot area.
Jamie Pfeiffer, my apologies. Opelts on the dribble back, looking over, finds Brescia. She'll go right side of the lane, get picked. Ball comes out, taken away. Nice, we'll bring it up across the timeline. Go to the left, throw back, Sheneke with it. 8-6 Ripon lead, 6:43 remaining. Through the middle, little shoulder in, no good. Rebounded back out by the Pointers.
Lost opportunity on the rebound there.
Greenhack will roll it around and find Krieger. 9 on the shot clock, and the run up, put up, no good left-hander. We'll have a foul called as Taylor Greenhack went to the basket.
Kind of a late whistle.
It's going to be on Opelt.
Freshman out of Neelsville. Worked her way into a starting position for Coach Pusalaki. Kind of tells you with a deep team like this what kind of player Opelt is.
Into the ball game, number 34, Kelly McIntyre, the 6-foot freshman from Waukesha. Free throw is no good, rolls in and out. Brescia sitting down as well, and Sydney Pittenger coming back in. I should say Sydney Pittenger checking in for the first time today, the 6-foot senior from Broomfield, Colorado. That free throw is good to make the score 8-7, and into the ball game for the Redhawks will be number 20, Abby Hartman. And for the Pointers, number 5, Jessica Slowick, a 5'8" senior from Elko, Wisconsin. Redhawks with a 1-point lead here, 6:13 remaining in the first quarter. Kiana Fall on the right wing. Looking to take low, goes back up top. There's Hartman on the left side of the key. She'll drive through, put up the scoop, get fouled along the way.
Yeah, it was a great job going down the lane line and splitting the defenders, creating contact. They're going to say, okay, it was shooting.
In the act of the shooting, okay.
Yeah.
Foul is going to be on 44, Sheneke, so she'll come out.
Uniforms this year, NCAA officials, they got that blue stripe thing working for them.
Yeah. Coming in now for the Pointers, number 20, Gabby Kalitta. 6-foot freshman from Franklin. Free throw is on the way from Hartman. Good.
Stevens Point coach talking to the official over there. That's the second on one of her better players, 44. Shoneke. Fort Atkinson.
Free throw is good from Hartman to make it a 10-7 lead for the Redhawks. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Interesting. Stevens Point might be north, but her players are Fort Atkinson, Sauk Prairie, Platteville, Wisconsin Dells.
Set up to the outside edge. Slowick will go baseline, run out of room, fire one back in there, tipped back around. Now shot put back up and good for Kalitta.
Great reactions by the offense in that sequence, but good defense by Ripon. They just were unfortunate to get that tipped ball go back to the offense.
Fall will get the screen from Pittenger. Sydney back out on top between the wheels, and the handoff to Opelt. Crossover the middle of the lane, throw it to the bench and out of bounds. Trying to get that one to Hartman, but too much on it.
That's what pressure will do. She was looking for Hartman to cut to the rim. Hartman was spotting up. Therefore, the errant pass out of bounds.
In for the Redhawks, number 12, Jordan Bekortz, the 5'10" junior from New Franklin.
She gets her money's worth when she plays. Very aggressive defender.
Josie Nice back in for the Pointers. Ripon leading 10-9 with 5 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the first quarter. Good head fake, back out, shot on the way. Slowick for 3. That'll miss off the rim. Rebounded, comes out of there. Good control on Hartman that time. Got a little bit of traffic around her on the dribble up and was able to not panic.
Yeah, almost looked like it was going to be picked off.
Leslie on the back wing.
Yeah, she's going to have to work real hard to find an open 3.
Pittenger will post up, go left, go right, turn around, put it up, no good. Rebounded Hartman there to pick up the change.
How's that for active motion on the weak side for the Redhawks?
12-9 lead for Ripon, 4:30 remaining in the first quarter. Pointers on the edge. Slowick will bring it back to middle. Nice will cross-court it over the corner. Shot on the way for 3. No good. Put up by Alexa Thompson. Rebound comes out. Ripon. Hartman on the run. Got one to beat. Will scoop around. Put up the shot too hard. Rebounded out. Nice in the way of the basket.
Good defense on Hartman.
Ripon leading by 3, under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Feed looks to go in low, picked out of there by Sydney Pittenger, and Ripon will run. Kiana Fall.
Good pressure on the entry pass caused that.
Right side, she'll go baseline now. Throw it back out. Bekortz on the reload out to Leslie. She'll come through, get it inside, turned over.
Yeah, she was looking for Hartman to come across the lane. She didn't move.
Lead out pass, going to throw back on the way. Shot a little ragged, no good. Ripped out of there. Now there'll be a foul called underneath. Going to be on 42.
Yeah, it was
Alexa Thompson.
It was a nice pass to Nice for Stevens Point, but she didn't anticipate the closeout by Leslie, I think it was.
Okay.
Made her put up a bad shot.
They're going to call that on Sydney Pittenger. Thought it might have been an over the back on Alexa Thompson, but maybe prior to that a little bit before.
Good hectic pace in this game to start with. It's a good thing Ripon has fresh legs with that weak layoff.
Number 5, Hanneke Anderson into the ball game, the senior from Arcadia. Cut quick underneath, shot on the way, no good. Rebound, Pittenger has it.
Well done. Well executed offensively. She just didn't finish the layup.
Opelt will run the point with Fall on the bench. Pittenger, good pass back out to Hartman. And now they'll get a check, this time on Thompson.
I like that call, in that you get the blow by, you beat your defender. Why should you allow them to bump you in the side to catch up?
3 minutes remaining here in the first quarter, 12-9 lead for the Redhawks. And now another foul call. Kicking violation.
Yeah, the inbounder for Ripon, don't telegraph that pass. Kind of either fake it and then make it, or look a little, kind of look off a little bit. Don't telegraph it.
Courts will do the inbounding for the Hawks. Pittenger will look to get the pass to the outlet, back to Bakuritz. Three-pointer on the way, Hartman, good. No, Hanneke Anderson.
Yeah, those are the two, Hartman and Anderson, that led in their last game at half in double digits. Boy, they're not shooting a lot of threes because Point won't let them, but when they do, they seem to be doing well. Fall with the other three.
Stevens Point will roll the ball around to the outside, now back down to the middle, turnaround jumper put up, no good. Rebounded out by Ripon. Here comes Opelt, 4-on-4. She'll a little hesitate, dribble, puts up the shot on the runner, no good.
There's nobody better that I can think of than some of those Ripon players that do a great job of creating contact, attacking the rim.
15-9, Hawks leading, 2:20 remaining. Jensen, Leslie, Brescia, and Fall back in.
I think Opelt has some fall to her. You know, her teammate Kiana Fall. That taking it to the rim right there is one example.
Just a freshman is Opelt. She'll get the free throw line.
Neilsville. Never met Neil, but she is from Neilsville.
All right. 81% free throw shooter on the year.
Boy, when you can say that, that's good free throw shooting.
18-22 so far this season for Opelt. Next one. That one misses. Old broadcaster's jinx. 16-9 with 2:15 remaining here.
Rich tradition across America.
You are not kidding. Thompson with the basketball on the right wing.
Good job defensively, creating indecision. Almost got away with the travel.
Kalitta will throw back out. Thompson on the spin with 8 on the shot. Oh, off the screen. Abby Campion, I should say. Shot put up just before the shot clock violation, and good for the Pointers. 16-11 with 1:44.
Abby Campion, best offensive move I've seen by either team.
Campion with the 2, 16-11 lead for the Hawks.
Campion leads the team in shooting percentage from the floor as well as on three-pointers.
Fall will look to go baseline. Brescia this time. Down inside to Jensen. Jensen's going to get fouled with 6 on the shot clock.
As you know, I've made it clear, Jensen's one of my favorite players over the last couple of seasons. For a big, she handles the ball so well, high basketball IQ. Another good job of a Ripon player creating contact, getting rewarded with 2 free throws.
Courtney Krieger with the foul, first personal, team's 5th, and Jensen will hit the stripe. Jensen averaging 6.6 per ball game. And some discussion at the scorers table.
Just want to get some clarification on who the foul's on. It's a free timeout for Ripon. Freshman from Neilsville talking to Coach Pusalaki.
And that free throw is no good for Jensen. Looks like they made some switches on the fouls for the Redhawks. Not sure what that had to do at this moment, but here's the free throw, no good from Jensen. Missed them both. 16-11, 5-point lead for Ripon as they'll bring it up the court. Do the Pointers. Nice will hand it off to Greenheck over to the right side as we find Campion.
Good feet by Fall.
Kalitta back to Campion. Under 10 on the shot, try to get one there. Pittenger will post up. Here's the three on the way, and that delivers.
Well, that's Campion, 43% from the floor, 41% for threes, and that was one of them right there.
Within two are the Pointers, 16-14. A little bit of a drag on the foot there, no call.
Yeah. Letting that go more, you know.
Opelt will reload back to Kiana Fall. Here comes Jensen on the draw.
I think they're going to call a little bit of a push-off there. A wee bit of the push-off.
That was a solid arm bar right there.
Don't get cheated. Make it easy for the officials. That's her first.
Hartman will be back into the ball game now for the Hawks. 16-14, Pointers a chance to take their first lead of the ball game with a three here. Instead, they'll fire inside. Shot clock is off. Drop step put up and good. Tie ball game.
Nothing wrong with Pittenger's defense there. It was just a good left-hand move.
Pfeiffer ties it up at 16. Kiana Fall with 4 on the clock. Gonna throw one back. Leslie puts up the three at the top. That'll miss, and that'll go out of bounds, and that's the end of one quarter complete. We'll come back with the second quarter here in just a little bit on Midwest Conference Television. Quarter, 16-16. Ripon in that first quarter, 50% from the floor.
Yeah, and they led the whole way until the end. Campion off the bench was the catalyst as to why they were able to come back and tie it at the end of the first quarter for the Pointers.
Pointers shooting from the floor in the first quarter, 46%, 6 of 13, 1 of 3 behind the arc. Ripon 2 of 3 behind the arc. Key statistic right now, Ripon 4 of 8 from the free throw line.
Good point.
Redhawks out rebounding the Pointers in that first 8-4. Spin around.
Good defense.
Pfeiffer will work it around to the top side. Greenheck will go through the middle of the key and going to get fouled by Opelt.
I'm very impressed with the defense right now by the Redhawks on the block. They're doing Skylar Brescia was the latest one to do it, but Pittenger has done it. A couple other players for the Redhawks doing really good, not backing down and making it difficult.
Opel will take the seat because that's her second foul, and Jordan Bakurtz will come in, missing the free throw on the front end, his 40 Taylor Greenheck.
Heck is an all-around nice offensive player and a good defender. Good feet for a player with her size. Very athletic.
First lead of the ball game now for the Pointers, 17-16, 9:25 remaining in the first half. Brescia on the top side, working between the circles, back to Kiana Fall. Brescia looking to feed inside to Leslie. Instead, she'll post up in there.
What a pass.
Scoop underneath, called a block foul against the Pointers as Abby Hartman came through. They're looking for contact. Oh, she got it.
Oh, Brescia, how did you thread that needle between the two defenders? How did she even see Kiana Fall? But she did.
At the free throw line will be 20.
Yeah, Ripon shooting 50% from the line. This is where you got to make some hay. Why that sun is shining, because this is going to be one of those tight games. You get that feeling.
Officials having a little discussion just in front of the Pointer bench. Ripon will huddle up, as will UW Stevens Point.
Longtime head coach Shirley Edgner for Stevens Point. It's been there forever. A lot of wins. I think might have a national championship under her belt.
17-16, Pointers leading Ripon.
A lot of discussion here with the officials and the scores
Oh,
table.
they'll turn it around. So that foul will,
What did it?
yeah.
Wow. They're calling, so it has to be a charge on fall.
So they do call a charging violation against Abby Hartman.
Where did that official see that? Because I saw her between two defenders, didn't see anybody in front of her. Strange.
Now,
Very odd to have that type of a conversation for that long after the foul was called.
all right, here we go. Up the court come the Pointers. They lead by 1 with 9 minutes remaining in the first half. Spin around up top. They'll go to the left edge now. Nice to Greenheck on the outside perimeter. Kalitta puts it up, easy to work around. And the basket is good for a 3-point lead, 8:41.
I think there's a problem with the scores board, too. They've had that same foul on that Ripon player forever up there on the board.
Now to the edge, Kiana Fall.
Nice play.
Put back up to Hartman, no good, rebounded out. But a hand on it from Bakuritz. Kiana Fall will bring it back out and find Leslie.
Bakuritz,
Brescia beat, oh, they're gonna call the travel, okay.
Bakuritz, great job on defense. Talked about her earlier, and that's what she does. Very pesky. Yeah, they haven't changed that foul first foul on number 20 forever.
Well, that was on Hartman, the charge.
Yeah, but okay, but even when Bonnie Jensen got that foul on the push-off, they never posted that on the board.
19-16, Pointers lead by 3, 8:10 remaining here in the first half. Greenheck will back out to the edge. Kelly McIntyre pushes over to the left side, back to Greenheck for a 3 to make it 22-16 Pointers. Greenheck 7 points to lead the Pointers right now.
Yeah, she's on pace to go over her average. Will give you a half dozen rebounds a game as well, Greenheck.
Bakuritz at the top, finding Kiana Fall.
This is critical time for the Redhawks. They've led almost the entire first quarter.
Fall will get called for the travel.
Another travel. Things not going in the way of, you got the foul call changed, and then you got 2 turnovers, 2 travels on back-to-back possessions by the Redhawks.
Ripon down by 6, 7:25 remaining in the first half as the Pointers work it around the edge. Nice 17-footer, that'll go. 24-16.
What a change in momentum here.
Biggest lead of the ball game. And a 30-second timeout from Coach Lauren Busalaki. You got to just kind of get it together here for a little bit, reconvene, and just get back to playing.
The calls suddenly turned against them, and I think it affected them somewhat. I mean, you're lined up to shoot free throws. Next thing you know, your teammates called for a foul 2 minutes later. And then you have a couple back-to-back turnovers. They're knocking down jump shots. The Pointers are all of a sudden. Trailed the entire first quarter, tied it up at the end of the first. And then now, like you said, they're close to going up by double digits just like that in the early minutes of the second quarter. Stevens Point is on a roll right now. Coach Busalaki takes that timeout to try to stop the bleeding, regain composure, get a couple stops on the defensive end, and hope he can get some points on the offensive end.
Stevens Point shot 46% in the first quarter, now up to 56% for the game. Ripon was at 50% to begin the second quarter, now down to 45, 5 of 11. So,
yeah. But
they haven't had many shots either. So here comes the run out from Hartman. She'll bounce it into Brescia. Schuyler at the free throw line, back to Kiana Fall. We've got under 10 on the shot clock. She'll come through the middle of the lane, put up the right-hander. That won't go, rebounded out. Hartman left-handed finish and good.
Hartman, tough kid. Did Ripon need that offensive board and putback by one of the players off the bench?
6-point lead now for The Pointers blow by on the nice move from Nice. She won't get it to go, but the finish is there.
Had a mix-up. They didn't switch on defense, but they blew the layup. But then the big mistake for Redhawks was not boxing out weak side.
Kalitta with the basket for the Pointers, 26-18. Stevens Point leading the Ripon College Redhawks. Just about 6 minutes left here in the first half. Brescia will find Kiana Fall on the edge. She's got 5 on the shot clock, and the basket's put up and finally goes down for Hartman.
Nice touch by Hartman. Boy, she's been a significant addition on the court in the last couple of games.
6 points now for Hartman. Shot for 3 at the top. Rainmaker won't go. Oh. Jump ball possession will go to the Redhawks.
Who else? Number 20, Abby Hartman. Looked like that was definitely going to be an offensive rebound, and Hartman stuck her nose in there, created a tie-up, and gets her team with possession.
Pfeiffer's going to come back in for the Pointers, and Sydney Pittenger coming back in for the Redhawks. Around the top of the work, Annika Anderson back in for Ripon 2. Pittenger will go, post up, basket good.
Great ball movement, reversal to the wing feeds the block, Pittenger one-on-one.
She's like, I've just seen enough of this. We're going to back in here and get this.
Ripon responding well, coming off of their timeout.
Kalitta,
look at that defense.
Oh, nice move.
Yeah, I thought she actually walked. I thought she changed her pivot foot. I think that's the Kevin McHale drop step. Very nice move.
Left-handed baby hook off the glass, good. 28-22, 6-point lead for UW Stevens Point. 4:58 remaining in the first half. Doubleheader of action here today at the Wilmore Center as the men will take on Bethany Lutheran. And a 3-point basket good from Annika Anderson.
It's the Hartman-Anderson show, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just like the first half a week ago today.
Annika Anderson with 3, she's got 6.
Yeah, makes it a one-possession game just like that when they were trailing by 8.
Shot for 3 on the other end to answer is no good. Ball will go off of Ripon and stay with Stevens Point. Back into the ball game, Courtney Krieger and Alexa Thompson for Stevens Point.
Boy, what a nice job. Abby Hartman when their team needed her.
Bonnie Jensen in for Ripon now. Slowick.
Jensen working real hard on defense on denial.
Kalitta, nice dish, comes in through the middle, handed off to Slowick for the easy 2 on the bunny.
Yeah, credit Slowick for great movement without the ball coming down the lane.
30-25, 4 minutes remaining in the first half. Wide open 3, Annika Anderson. That one will not go. Rebounds out by the Pointers across the timeline. Left side, Slowick will go through the middle. Nice bounce pass underneath. Kalitta was beat up though. She had that chance, but there is a close in the gap there. Now a fight on the floor for the ball, and that is a held ball. Possession retains to Stevens Point.
Bonnie Jensen got the message. She's on her high horse now. You watch her playing defense right now on her counterpart, 42, Thompson.
Allison Leslie in for Ripon, and now checking in for Stevens Point will be number 24, Caitlin Slowick, the sophomore from Elko, 5'5" guard. Little. Here comes the runner on the way, put up and good. That's Courtney Krieger.
Yeah, pretty. Stop and pop by Krieger. It's been a game of spurts for sure.
7-point lead for the Pointers, 32-25, 3:28 remaining. Jensen, nice Euro step shot put up, no good. I don't know if that was a Euro step, it was more just a ball move on the swing around.
Dribble jump stop
with
a nice left hand. But the defense closed in a hurry. It was the closing of the Red Sea when it looked like it was open for Jensen.
Score remains 32-25, 3:10 remaining. No shot in there and blocked out of the way from Jordan Bakuritz.
I'm telling you, I don't know if there's a better defender for Ripon, but she's certainly right at the top. Bukaritz.
And here will come the inbounds. Kalitta around the edge. They'll work through the pointers. Shot for three. Greenheck, no good. That'll come up short. Kiana Fall watches it go out of bounds.
Good decision by Fall, not trying to grab that.
Alexa Thompson back in for UW Stevens Point, I should say.
Below 3 minutes left till halftime. Ripon trailing, like you said, by 7 here. Be nice to come away with points and then a stop.
Well, they had a 7-point lead at one time, did Ripon, so.
Yeah, they pretty much controlled that whole first quarter to the very end.
Pittenger around to Jensen, now to Kiana Fall. 2:40 remaining. Jensen tried to feed one down to Pittenger, and there'll be a foul against Ripon.
Yeah, they'll go against Pittenger. Great idea by Leslie. If Pittenger would have taken one step towards the lane, it would have been a defensive foul. But she waited for the bounce pass to get to her, and a great job of help defense getting that theft.
Skylar Brescia back into the ball game. Pittenger will come out.
Yeah, that's her second foul. Good job to protect her.
A little conversation with coach. Take a seat. 2:25, 25-32. Ripon trailing by 7. Now they'll have a foul called off the ball as the hook comes from 42, Alexa Thompson.
Yeah.
That's the Pointers' first foul in this quarter. And back in. Gabby Kalitta, just a freshman.
Yep. Franklin. Sabres.
Yeah.
Franklin Sabres. I think gold and blue. They've had some teams that have won state.
Jensen on the 3. No, I should say that's Leslie. Rebounded out. Kalitta threw her hand straight up, says, no, I'm not fouling anybody here. Under 2 minutes here in the first half. Ripon 25, UW Stevens Point 32. Been on that score for a while. Kalitta on the back. Three-pointer blocked this time as Bakurt's got a hand on it.
Bonnie Jensen did a good job of keeping it alive.
Kiana Fall on the drive to the left. Here comes the shot from Jensen. No, she'll dish off. Brescia will go up with a good pick by Kalitta.
It was a good take.
That was a good clean.
Yep.
Greenheck between the wheels, looking to go somewhere with it. Now fires to the right side. 1:10 remaining. Greenheck lost the dribble as she came through the lane. Ball on the ground. Bonnie Jensen says, if I sit on you, you can't grab this thing.
Good job by Fall to come up and just take the ball from her teammate instead of maybe getting an errant pass for a theft.
Fall will try to go baseline. She'll get a foul called.
Bump from behind. Below a minute left. Ripon could use some points here.
Pointers foul. First personal for number 24, Caitlin Slowick.
I guess I shouldn't say points, huh? With the pointers.
Do whatever you meant, whatever you're feeling.
Misconstrued. Okay.
Whatever you're feeling. Bakurtz will do the inbounds. Brescia back to Jensen, I should say Leslie.
Yeah, she's having to work really hard to get a good look.
Greenhack over to Slowick. Krieger for a 3, misses front iron, rebounded out.
Leslie, nice position by Leslie.
7-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. We're at 28 remaining in the ball game, 20 on the shot clock. Bakurtz nowhere to go with it.
No.
And Slowick now she's going to get a foul. Frustration.
Not a good foul. No, when you pick up your dribble, you have to know what you want to do. You can't pick the dribble up and then look around to see who can I get it to. It's too late, and she just found out.
Slowick into Krieger, and a 7-point lead continues for the Pointers, 32-25.
Ripon needing a stop here to finish the half.
Shot clock is off. Here's the drive from Stevens Point. Kiana Fall takes it away. 5 seconds on the clock. She'll go up with it, wait for the jump, put up the basket, and good.
Oh, wow, what a smart play. She knows she would have been lunched if she goes up with it with that big, great note, some momentum for the Redhawks to go into the locker room.
At halftime, it is UW-Stevens Point 32, the Ripon College Redhawks 27. We'll be back with the second half in just a little bit on Midwest Conference Television and the Ripon Channel. Welcome back to the Wilmore Center. We are at halftime. UW-Stevens Point leading Ripon 32-27 in this women's basketball game. We'll take a look at those first half statistics coming up here in just a little bit. We didn't get a chance to run the pregame show prior to the broadcast, but we'll bring that to you now as Martin Ernzer had a chance to talk to head coach Lauren Busalaki of the Ripon College Redhawks. We'll come back with second half stats and a whole lot more right after this.
Coach Busalaki, you've had a week off on break from a game. You're on a 3-game win streak. You're back at it with another state school. How do you feel about coming in this afternoon with a week off?
Yeah, we're excited just for another opportunity to play against great non-conference competition, and obviously the state schools, Stevens Point brings that. So we're excited to see what we've learned from our first month of non-conference games and progress into the second half of the season.
As you've had time to evaluate your team this season, a question when I was driving over to the gym, I was thinking about if I was going to ask you one question about what area most concerns you in terms of where you'd like to see more improvement. Do you have an answer for that question? Is there a particular area you'd like to see improve today?
Yeah, we didn't do a good job of rebounding the last game against Knox, so we obviously, I think, on the defensive end, just shutting down possessions, only allowing one shot attempt. That's something that we want to improve on today, and as well as taking care of the basketball on the offensive end.
And I would like to ask you, in terms of health, you've had a week off. Is there anybody that with that week off, they're better now than they were before with that rest?
Yeah, I think it was finals week this week, so we were done with finals 2 days ago, so that's pretty exciting. Hopefully our players are just bouncing back mentally and physically and ready for the break, ready for the holidays, and then ready to get back after it.
Yeah. So with just one last question. With Stevens Point coming in, they got good size. I like their point guard. I was doing a little research on her. Anything planned for this team in particular, or you just play the game that you always play?
Yeah, we're going to depend heavily on our defense. They're a super physical team, a little bit longer, a little bit more athletic. So we just got to make sure defensively we're in that next pass position, and we're limiting them to one shot attempt. And then on the offensive end, just working the basketball around, making sure that we're setting screens, we're reading screens as well. You always have to do that against bigger competition. So we're excited to see how we can improve today.
Coach, I want to thank you for your time. Good luck. And we'll be carrying this thing with a lot of anticipation.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much. Hey, we're going to be right back. Jason Mansmith with the introductions in just a moment.
Welcome back to the Wilmore Center. At halftime is the Stevens Point Pointers lead the Ripon College Redhawks 32-27. A pretty evenly matched game when it comes to statistics. Martin Ernzer's got to look at those. Marty, what'd you find out during the halftime break here?
Yeah, it's almost uncanny when you look at some of these stats. If we cut right to the rebounding, they're identical. You have 13 total rebounds by both clubs, 9 defensively. Both have 4 offensive boards. When you look at steals, each team with 5. You look at assists, each team with 6. Let's talk about the shooting. 48% from the floor are the pointers for the first half. That's pretty impressive. Leading scorers for them, it's like the way they advertised coming in. They don't have that double-digit average score throughout the season. They have about 5 players that will give you anywhere from about 7 to 9 points a game, and they're right on pace for that, with the 2 leading scorers having 6 apiece. Jamie Pfeiffer along with Gabby Kalitta, and then from there it goes down to 5 and 4 points respectively. For Ripon, your leading scorers after that, you got that Abby Hartman off the bench, 3 for 5 from the floor, 2 for 2 from the free throw lane, and that's why she leads with 8 points for the Redhawks. Annika Anderson off the bench with a half dozen of her own on 2 of 3 from the floor, and then Kiana Fall, 2 of 3 from the floor for 5. Where Ripon is running into trouble, and by the way, they're shooting 45.5% from the floor. Two areas, you mentioned it in the first half, only 50%, 4 of 8 from the free throw line. But more importantly, I think where they're struggling is on turnovers. 5 only on the pointers. Ripon has that number doubled up with 10 turnovers in a 5-point game. That's probably the difference of the game.
Foul trouble, not much of a situation right now. Bella Opelt with 2, and also Sydney Pittenger with 2 for the Pointers. Just 2 personal fouls for Anna Sheneke, and we didn't see much of her after that second personal foul there in the first half, but she'll be out there, no doubt about that.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking here, what does Ripon have to do if they want to continue their win streak and take it to 4? 2 areas. Clean up your turnover issue. You can't have 10 in the second half. And then from the free throw line, when you get that opportunity, get there. I felt defensively, for the majority of the first quarter, Ripon defense was solid.
Leslie Fall, Jensen, Opelt, and Brescia on the floor for the Redhawks. Greenhack, Kalitta, and more. I'll get them all in there in just a second. Josie Nice, go ahead.
Oh, I just love the play on the feed from the point guard to Skylar Brescia. And Brescia knew she couldn't shoot over the top, so a little up and under. Beautiful finish.
Courtney Krieger also out there for the Pointers, 32-29. Stevens Point leading by 3, 9:27 left here in the third quarter. Just underway. Glad to have you along on Midwest Conference Television.
What a battle defensively by Kiana Fall.
That ball rolls out of there. Ball's on the ground again, and Fall comes away with it. Got numbers, too. Quick pass ahead. Jensen picks it up. Brescia was there to ready for it in case.
What an athlete. Brescia playing wingman to Jensen. What a great pass by Fall after the steal.
32-31. Ripon within 1. They trailed by as many as 8 in this game.
Almost a steal by Jensen.
That one goes out of bounds, stays with Stevens Point. And inbounding will be Taylor Greenheck.
Bonnie Jensen, only 9 minutes of action in that first half.
Nice on the right side. Back to the middle to Krieger. 5 on the shot clock.
Good
Back out,
help.
Kalitta.
I'm sorry.
No problem. Good basket by Kalitta. That's a 2.
Great help by Brescia, helping her teammate take away the high percentage shot, but she kicks it out for that jumper.
I'm sorry, that was Jamie Pfeiffer, not Kalitta. My apologies. Kiana Fall had the basketball. Over to Brescia. Now feed it inside. A little bit of traffic there. Redhawks got away with one.
Yeah, they did. Brescia has to be a little more, stronger, a little bit better with the ball and recognizing what is when your player is available to get her the ball and when she's not.
34-31, 8:15 remaining in the third quarter. Inbounds will come from Kiana Fall. I'm wrong. That's Opelt. Brescia posts up. Right-handed finish and good off the glass. Good move.
Whoa, but once again, that drop step, a repeat of how she started the second half, but that time only about 3 feet further away from the basket.
Nice to Greenhack. Sheneke, here's the pick off. She'll wait. Brescia, basket good.
Took that out of the page from Kiana Fall. Let the big blow by you and then drop it in. That's their first lead in a while for Ripon.
8-2 run to begin the second half for the Redhawks. 7:35, 35-34 lead for Ripon. Bad pass tipped out of there. Bonnie Jensen will come away with it. She'll go left and I'll go right, and the ball will go out of bounds as it's knocked out of there.
Boy, once again, Jensen with her abilities to handle the ball in transition basketball. Defense was able to tip it away, but once again, a nice deflection with high hands caused that turnover on point.
Kalitta and Thompson back in for the Pointers. Here comes the inbound. Opelt way up top to Allison Leslie. Now she'll find Brescia. Brescia 8 feet. That won't go.
Good shot on the dribble relocate.
Nice. Working against Kiana Fall. Works by her, and now we'll have a foul called against Kiana.
You got to protect the lane. I know that the Ripon player realized they didn't have their player because that person stepped out. You got to leave them out. You got to help out Fall down Main Street. It was just too easy. Nice is a nice player, play on words, but I mean that. If you look at her numbers coming in to today's contest, she really is the one that stirs the drink for this ball club.
Free throw from Nice is up and back iron miss.
She'll give you just under 3 assists a game, and yet she's one of those players that'll give you close to 10 points a game as well.
69% free throw shooter on the year is Nice. Misses the first one. 35, 34, 7, 15 in the third.
Pretty impressive for Kiana Fall to register her first foul here early in the third quarter when you play as aggressive as she does, yet under control.
Leslie will run the baseline and get the ball in for the Hawks as
all knotted up here.
35 apiece. The Koritz and Opelt on the right side. Leslie mid-range, no good. Leslie with just 2 points tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure she's frustrated, but Point has done a great job realizing what type of an offensive threat she is, and that's what you do, right? You take away the best scorer of the opposition.
Thompson back to Nice. So look on the drive, instead go back over to Thompson. Jensen got a hand on it. Now, held ball will go to the Pointers.
Coach Busalaki's done a great job of having her team understand on 50-50 balls, anything on the floor, you will be on the floor.
Well, yeah, first one to get to the floor first usually comes away with it, right? So,
yeah, worry about the floor burns later.
Yep. Up top, they'll throw in.
Great defense.
Nice on the step back three from the corner. That won't go. Rebounded out by Points, 44. Sheneke. Basket is.
Wow. Long shots, long rebounds, and that's why they got that rebound back. Jensen called for the foul on the blocked shot. The official underneath, no call.
That'll be the second foul for Bonnie Jensen, second team foul as well here in the third quarter. Still tied at 35, and Josie Nice at the free throw line. That one misses.
I think it's the rim down on this end of the court for both teams, it seems.
Seems to be the same placement on the miss, too.
Yeah, long iron.
A little off this one. That one goes through the twine. Good. 36-35, 6:23 remaining here in the third quarter.
This is a fun game to call.
Kiana Fall to the right side. Finds Bella Opelt. Back to Jensen. Cut back down to the middle. Opelt. Oh, good move on the swim. Nowhere to go. Got to kick back out right side. Jensen on the fake. She'll come through, run into a bunch. She'll call the travel. Nope, yep.
Wow. Jensen's been called for a couple of those.
So Annika Anderson in the ball game. Also Abby Hartman. Sitting down will be Allison Leslie and Bonnie Jensen.
I think Coach Busalaki is looking at that official. It's been the same official on those calls.
Stevens Point leading Ripon 36-35, and now a blocking foul.
That'll be Fall's second foul. Picks up both of those in the last minute and a half.
And
Stevens Point all of a sudden doing a good job getting to the free throw line, much like what Ripon did early in the game actually, but didn't deliver from the free throw line.
Krieger makes the first end. And the second one as well. She'll check out of the ball game, and Taylor Greenheck will come back in for Stevens Point. 38-35, 5:54 remaining. Stevens Point 8 of 12 from the free throw line for 67%. Around the edge, they'll work. Hartman had a great first half.
Yes, she did.
So did Annika Anderson. Here's the three on her end, and that'll miss off the front side. Stevens Point's going to get called for the travel. Greenheck was about 4 miles per hour. The ball was 3 miles per hour. She got called.
Yeah, what happened was she got it hooked on her hip when she caught the outlet pass. ever so slightly got hooked on her hip before she could get that first dribble down.
3-point lead for Stevens Point, 38-35, 5:33 remaining in the third quarter. Glad to have you along on this Saturday afternoon non-conference action for the Ripon College Redhawks taking on the UW Stevens Point Pointers.
Nice pass.
Brescia will wait for him, beat him on the fake, and put up the shot.
Nobody uses the window better than Brescia, do they? Skylar Brescia, the Mauston senior, does a great job of using the window when she shoots.
She's always patient, too. She's like, you know what, I can get a head fake in here, and it's going to work.
Good observation. She does not panic in traffic.
Nice on the dribble around to the right side. Here comes Greenheck. Good move on her part, too. That one just didn't finish.
Yeah. Plenty of foot speed there.
Yeah, all the parts were supposed to go. Bakurit's back over. Opelt on the dribble drive, decides against it. Hartman, Brescia, back to Hartman, give and go. She'll go through the lane and get a foul.
That reminded me almost of the Harlem Globetrotters, where you get the big on the high side on the free throw line. You do passes and you just do a give and go. That play of the give and go is one of the oldest plays in all of basketball.
It's translated well over the years, right?
Yeah, I mean, and just same with pick and roll. One of the oldest plays there is in basketball, still very effective.
Hartman will miss that free throw as Ripon trails 38-37, 4:43.
Ripon needs to be making these free throws if they want to come out of here with a win. That was one of the areas we thought was important in the second half to correct from the first half.
Second free throw on the way. Foul went to Gabby Kalitta, and that one is good from Hartman. Tied at 38, 4:44. Left in the third quarter.
These tight games are a little rough on me.
Around to the top, they'll work. Here comes the drive. Baseline, runs out of room, wide open in the corner is nice.
Yeah,
good ball movement.
Yeah, Hartman helped on defense there and let that go. Hartman really did a good job when her teammate got beat baseline. She pinched her off, forced her to make that pass, and then they just took a long shot there and didn't get it.
Kiana Fall will come back into the ball game as Opelt will take a little bit of a break. That's her first break, I think, of this quarter. So
coach is pretty much, I think she stayed with an 8-person rotation. I should look at that. She played 9 in the first half. She's played 8 here in the second half so far. Ripon.
Kiana Fall with 4 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Leslie comes off the screen, didn't take the shot. She'll drive this time.
Yeah.
What do we got here?
Well, they're going to call a foul on the screen by Skylar Brescia. No, not by. Yeah, it is on Brescia, I think.
Gabby Kalitta took a big fall there.
They called that on
Brescia.
Yeah, okay, I was right. They just hadn't posted. I'm a little quicker. I'm looking for it on the board. Yeah, she set the ball screen. You know, I'm beating the horse and the horse is dead, but one of my pet peeves is on ball screens. The person with the ball does not let the person setting the screen get that screen set. They take off too soon, ants in their pants, and then the teammate gets called for the moving screen.
Thompson will look to drive inside. Brescia got a hand on it, knocks it out of bounds.
She's got a knack for that. Hartman, I've noticed, also does that along with Bonnie Jensen. Those 3 Ripon players, good job of knocking away entry passes without fouling.
Nice will do the inbounds, tied at 38, 3:43 remaining.
Look at that denial by Ripon.
Baseline on the go. Loses the dribble, but gets it back. That's 42, Alexa Thompson, and a held ball.
Once again, the rotation on the defense for Ripon when your teammate gets beat baseline creates problems for the Pointers.
Abby Hartman will do the inbounds.
We've been tied for a while, it seems.
Kiana Fall across the 47-foot line, looks over to Leslie. Bounce pass down to Brescia. Brescia at the free throw line. She'll go baseline, spin it, throw back out. Bakuritz Fall for a 3. That won't go. Rebounded out by Jensen. I should say Leslie.
Yeah.
Rebound sound.
It was a good take by Leslie. Struggling with the jump shot, take it to the rim, just came up short.
Nice on the handoff. Good runner through the middle, basket and one. Good for 30, Abby Campion.
Like I said, Campion leads the team in shooting percentage, beyond the arc as well as from the floor. Took it hard to the rim. Chance for that three-point play.
Ripon's going to check in for the first time today, Cassidy Walters. Walters, the 5'9" junior from Greenfield, Illinois. And here's the free throw, and the end one is good to make it a 41-38 lead for the Pointers. Just about 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Game like this, three-point lead seems big.
Yeah. Lead has been as many as 8 on either side. Walters at the top, she'll drive.
Good job by Point, realizing Walters just got in the game, didn't think she'd shoot a three. Looks good.
Leslie, that one misses. Sometimes you just don't have it, right? I mean, the shot.
Basketball.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Leslie lights out the last couple of games and struggling right
Get
now.
a load of this. I was researching. One of the wins by Stevens Point this year was over Lakeland College. Lakeland College was 0 for 17 on threes.
Stevens Point will working around the outside perimeter. Krieger had it and tried to get it in there. Now they'll call the foul away.
Walters.
Yep.
Trying to knock away that entry pass.
Yeah, they got that win against Lakeland University, 57-50 back on November 23rd. You said they had 17 threes?
They missed. They were 0 for 17, if I read that correctly. I'm drawing on my memory, so might have to go into the into the records to see.
Free throw is up and no good for Sheneke.
A stat like that just kind of stands out in one's mind. Give credit to the defense also.
Next toss is up, and that one's going to miss. And a foul called against Ripon.
Boy, Ripon's it's getting tough out there for Ripon. I know Pusilaki feels like, what's going on out there? All the calls seem to be going against the Lady Redhawks. In fact, it's 5-1?
So a lane violation.
Everything.
Okay. So no foul. Sydney Pittenger going to check in.
Ripon been on 38 for quite some time.
Well, that one is good.
They, once again, like they started the game, they started the third quarter very nicely. They were trailing by 5 at the half, took the lead to start the second half.
Right.
And then, just like it's scripted in the first half, Pointers come on and take the lead.
Ripon's outscored Stevens Point 11-10 so far in this third quarter. Pittenger steps out. Walters on the drive.
Yeah.
Inside to Sid.
Nice feed.
Too hard on the shot, though. Rebounded out.
Yeah, she missed the glass on that. Did everything right, didn't finish.
Pfeiffer with a good elbow on the swing around on the rebound, too, to clear the path.
It's a walk. Where's the travel on that?
No shot. They'll call foul.
Pick up the pivot foot when you're passing.
That'll be Kiana Fall. That'll be her third.
And she got them all in this quarter.
Yeah. Bonnie Jensen back in. Bella Opelt in, and Hartman will sit down, as is Kiana Fall.
The luxury of having the Neilsville freshman to come in and play the point position for Ripon. It's a nice situation to have.
Pfeiffer with the free throws. First one is good, making it 43-38.
Annika Anderson will provide some perimeter offense. But it's a good defensive, pretty good defensive crew out there.
I think if you get a chance to run these players for the next 90 seconds or so for the third quarter, you're going to see a lot of the starters back in the fours.
Yeah, and maybe all of them.
For the majority of the game, and Coach Pusilaki will take a timeout. That's a good tested timeout, I think.
Yeah, you've been sitting on 38 for quite some time, haven't scored. And making some mistakes here. We talked about the 10 turnovers in the first half by the Redhawks to only 5 to Stevens Point. And it seems to be that same recipe happening here in the third quarter here at Ripon at the Wilmore Center.
Well, 13 turnovers for Ripon College in the ball game so far, and 10 for UW Stevens Point.
So it's been 3 actually. Then Stevens Point has had 5 turnovers to Ripon's 3 in the third quarter. Most of that all goes back to the first probably 4 minutes to start that third quarter, when it was pretty much everything going Ripon's way.
Said they'd been stuck on 38 for a while. I can tell you exactly when they were at 38. 5 minutes and 41 seconds was on the clock, almost 4 minutes without a basket. Jensen, no good.
No.
Here come the pointers. Almost picked off.
Yeah, Ripon needs to stop. Wide open 3.
Krieger won't get that one. Jensen will pull the rebound. Bring it up the court.
Move the ball. You don't want to sit on it. You got to move it.
Walters will look it into Pittenger. Under a minute to go on the clock. 14 on the shot clock, and that'll go out of bounds. Turnover.
When you talk about rushing it versus being quick, that's rushing it. So the chance to go up by 8 or more here. Stevens Point closing out the third quarter.
Feed will go inside. Sheneke, and they'll call a foul away.
Bonnie Jensen saw the handoff and said, you know what, I'm going to go up there and split them, and created indecision and a offensive push-off on, 42?
Yeah, Alexa Thompson. Bailey Mullen into the ball game for the first action in the night. Sophomore from Green Bay, 5'10". And Opelt to the right side. Right to the rack she'll go. That won't get. Mullen gets the rebound right back at it. Will throw around and find Cassidy Walters. Cassidy comes in. Good move. That won't go. Cover on the rim right now.
First time we've seen Mullen enter the game for the Redhawks.
Shot clock is off. Under 15 seconds to go here in the third quarter. 44-38 lead for the Pointers. Pfeiffer finds the open player, goes out of bounds, and that'll be a Ripon basketball.
Should be. Went off the leg of the offensive player.
6.3 ticks, and Kiana Fall's going to hustle in here quick.
Picked up 3 fouls all in the third quarter, Kiana Fall.
And Opelt will sit down. Walters will do the inbounds, and we'll see a little token pressure.
Smart move by Stevens Point. Going to make Ripon work for this with a half dozen seconds before the buzzer.
Ahead to Jensen. She'll throw one at the buzzer. That one's deep.
Indecision.
44-38, Pointers lead after 3 quarters complete. We'll be back with the fourth quarter in just a matter of moments right here on Midwest Conference Television. And welcome back to the Wilmore Center as we get set for the fourth quarter. UW Stevens Point leading Ripon 44-38. Glad to have you along here for this Saturday afternoon action. We've got another game coming up after this as the Ripon College men will take on Bethany Lutheran College men with a victory last night over UW Whitewater here at the Wilmore Center as well. All right, starting 5, except for Mullen. She's in. Stevens Point will hustle it up. Bresh is going to get a foul.
Don't help her up. Old school, what can I tell you?
Marty, your mic's on. No, it's good. Good stuff there. Now the inbounds.
That's her third foul.
Yeah, Greenhack will get it in, find Nice. Good off the release is Slowick. Seven on the shot clock. Pfeiffer, hands off, and Mullen got a hand on it.
Yeah, the sophomore Mullen, good job. Front the post and then help out on the entry pass.
Bailey for the 3. That'll miss off the rim. Rebounded under there, put back up from Hartman. She'll get fouled.
Hartman, my goodness. So active. It's like she knows where the ball's going to be on both ends of the court.
Fall, Leslie, Hartman, Brescia, and Mullen. Floor generals right now for the Redhawks. Hartman, left-handed free throw is good. And Redhawks have gone almost 7 minutes without a point, and they finally get one.
And yet they're still only down by 4.
Second one is good to make it 44-40, 9:22 remaining.
Hartman making 3 of her last 4 free throws.
Pointers around the top of the work, certain currently. Pfeiffer.
Not tipped away by Hartman.
Fall on the run out. Is she going to take it herself? You bet. Left-handed finish.
Boy. Look at that. She's going to force Stevens Point to take a timeout, too, because she was laying in the cattails, daring to make that entry pass.
We talk about this pretty much every game with Kiana Fall, but she's been making that run down the floor for, ever, and finishing with the left hand or right hand around the rim, no matter who's in the lane with her.
I got to talk to her one of these days and say, hey, do you ever get tired?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's nonstop. And she doesn't, she'll oftentimes, she'll play 16 to 18 minutes of a half.
Right. Lot to the strength and conditioning that has gone on with her.
Anyway, she ended the first half with a theft and a layup. And that time she took it into the teeth of the defense. And you're thinking, is she gonna, with 2 and 2, is she gonna give it to her teammates? She's gonna try to squeeze that shot. Well, you saw what happened with that beautiful left hand.
Josie Nice across the timeline. Green back. Now over to the right side.
They're running that motion.
Slowick finds Sheneke on the swing. Back to Slowick. Starting 5 back out for Stevens Point as well. Now going to travel on that.
Comes at a great time for Ripon. They've struggled with some fouls and turnovers in that third quarter after a good start in that third quarter.
Campion coming in for Slowick.
I like the 5 that are out there, particularly if you think defense.
Fall on the run. Finds Leslie. Back to the middle to Brescia.
Chance to tie or take the lead for Ripon.
Fall, nice feed into Brescia.
Wow. Isn't that fun to watch?
That's hunting and finding, no doubt about it. 44-44, 8:06. When you see a good play, you got to call a good play, right, Marty? No
yeah,
what.
and Ripon's had a penchant today of starting a quarter or coming off of a timeout looking really good.
Nice will work up.
They're going to call the 4th foul on Fall. On that spin move, the offensive player did a nice job of creating the contact. So with 4 fouls, she's going to have to sit. That Neilsville freshman will come back in.
Peltz will bring in, and this is the shooting foul. Josie Nice will shoot 2. First one is no good.
I was thinking she was going to make it, so it's almost like saying she's going to make it. Almost.
Okay. What are you thinking on this one?
I'm thinking she's going to make it.
She did. 45-44.
So I'm thinking 50%. No comments,
Better
please.
than some people, right?
Please, no comments.
Pelt on the drive to the right side, over to Hartman on the wing. Good defense by the Pointers. Brescia.
Shoot that free throw.
Right back to Hartman. Look at that.
These backdoor cuts. I'll tell you, you turn your head on the person you're guarding for Ripon on the wings. You turn your head watching the ball, and you lose them.
46-45, 7:20 remaining here in the ball game. Greenheck goes up, basket no good.
Wow.
Foul is.
Wow, that's ticky-tacky. Close game. Redhawks by 1. And you get the feeling this is how this game is going to end. Maybe whoever has the last possession will determine the outcome.
Greenheck free throw is good. Third personal on Pelt. Third team as well in the fourth quarter for the Redhawks.
A lot of basketball to be played, but I'm going to be surprised if either team gets more than a 5-point lead.
Brescia will bring it in and find Opel. Mullen. Back to Brescia. Now to Opel. Schuyler. She'll drive. Post up, turn around, shot no good, rebound out. Good clear out of there.
Hartman got pushed underneath too deep under the rim.
Kalitta with the rebound for the Pointers, 47-46. 6:43 remaining. Stevens Point coming into this game 6-3 on the season. Basket is up and good for the Pointers.
Good defense, better shot with the left off the glass.
Jamie Pfeiffer with that basket, 49-46, 6:24.
There's
Brescia.
that high post with Brescia again, opens up the lanes.
Leslie going in, she'll get fouled and go to the free throw line.
You know, a competitor like her, you know she's frustrated with the lack of offensive production, but what an opportunity for 2 big points sitting here.
Kiana Fall will come back in with those 4 fouls, and Leslie will hit the stripe.
Really interesting, Bailey Mullen, the sophomore from Southwest High School in Green Bay, hasn't played the entire game, yet she comes in the critical time of the game in this fourth quarter.
88% free throw shooter on the year for Leslie, and she misses the first. Second one is good. 50-46, 4-point lead for Stevens Point. And Ripon, think they got a little bit of rest? Nope. Go see UW Oshkosh on Monday at the Culf. Number 17th ranked Titans in the nation. 5:55, 9 on the shot clock. Nice basket finish.
Nice on a nice move, eh? My goodness.
Hartman.
She's been kind of quiet during the game, but now she's, the cream rises, as they say.
7 points for Nice. Bailey Mullen back up top. Brescia to the right side. Good ball movement over to Kiana Fall. Baseline against Nice and ball out of bounds.
Uncharacteristic turnover by Fall.
So Stevens Point, they're going to take a little bit of time, I think, here. Work it slowly. Little token pressure in the backcourt, though, too. So
Yeah, Hartman, I'm telling you. She just doesn't score in the half-court offense. She's a nice defensive player.
Green Heck.
Time to watch her.
Step back on the 3. That'll miss. Rebound comes out, Brescia.
Below 5 minutes, down 4. Ripon needs points.
Brescia at the free throw line will turn back out, find Allison Leslie. Leslie will get the screen, comes back in, wide open 3. Bailey Mullen puts up the shot. That won't go. Rebounded Brescia. She'll put it up, get fouled, and go to the line.
I'm telling you, for someone that didn't play almost the entire 3 quarters of the game, and really the game on the line now, Mullen to square up and take that 3-point shot. Impressive. I think she's 0 for 2 unofficially on those, but they've been good-looking shots.
Skylar Brescia, who leads Ripon with 13, along with Hartman, will be at the free throw line. Krieger back in for Stevens Point. First free throw, no good.
If they come up short in the win column today, they're going to look back at that stat for free throw shooting, you would think. Ripon.
8 of 16. Make it 9 of 17.
Yeah. In a game that you're down by 3, shooting just barely around 50%. It's not good enough at this level.
51-48 with 4.5 minutes remaining. Krieger on the edge working against Kiana Fall. Nice, got pasted in the middle of the lane.
Yeah, I didn't know if she tripped or got pushed.
Nice. Man, she handles well.
Yeah, she did. She's a very nice point guard.
Step back on the 3, perfect.
Is that pretty? My goodness, and Hartman's a good defender. Stop and go, step back 15-footer.
Josie Nice, 9 points.
And they're coming now at a critical time.
Timeout taken by Coach Pusilaki, 30-second timeout. Talk a little bit about Josie Nice, man. She had good ball control, dribbled through the legs, found a gap, was able to step back, put up the 2-point basket and give them a nice lead, 53-48. What a good player.
She's ahead of her average right now, and she leads the team in assists with about 2.5.
Just a sophomore.
Out of Platteville. Talk about good basketball, both men's and women's. UW Platteville. Engineering school, they say.
53-48, 4:07 remaining. As I said, Ripon's got their next game against UW Oshkosh coming up on Monday nights at the Colf.
We'll be across the other side of town. Boys will be playing non-conference action. They take on the Tigers of Chilton Monday night. We'll be bringing that to you. That'll be on what? YouTube, RiponChannel.com, and AM/FM radio. What is it?
93.1 AM 1600.
Thanks, buddy. And the Wave 1600.
Leslie on the dribble. That one goes out of bounds as Jensen broke down towards the baseline and just missed her.
Yeah, Jensen had to appreciate that Leslie was struggling with a loose ball there. Don't take off so soon. Big turnover at the 4-minute mark.
Stevens Point will take on Carthage coming up on Monday at 3 p.m. Then have a little bit of a holiday play as well. Coe on the 29th and Wartburg on the 30th.
Wartburg, tough program, Wartburg.
Meanwhile, after that game against UW Oshkosh, Ripon will be off until January 4th, and they take on Grinnell.
Critical time for Ripon. Down by 5 coming off of that turnover. Don't want this lead to get any bigger.
Pfeiffer basket up, but she'll get fouled by Brescia. That'll be Schuyler's 4th.
Doing a nice job of getting to the rim and getting to the free throw line, Stevens Point.
Pfeiffer at the stripe. Extend the lead to 6, and she does.
Well, now the clock is going to come into play, trailing by these
6.
many points. Yeah. There's a push off in the back, no call.
Jensen will scramble up the rebound. Fall over to Leslie.
That miss made it still a 2-possession game only.
Fall will get the screen from Brescia, come through, put up something. Rebounded out by Jensen. She's going to have to fight for something over in the edge. Leslie for a 3. There, nope. Brescia gets the rebound, puts it up, no shot. On the ground, they say.
Wow. Good offensive rebound by Brescia. Schuyler, they needed that. Leslie had one of her better looks of the game. Looked like it might be good.
So Anderson will come in for the Redhawks. Bakuritz checking in as well. She'll do the inbounds. Kiana Fall with 20 on the shot clock. Opel's at the top. Jordan hands back to Bella. Now over to Kiana.
Set that ball screen higher for Jensen.
5 on the shot clock. Jensen to the finish, and good.
That first twitch, that first step by Jensen was what gave her the separation to make it a 4-point difference.
54-50, 2:45 remaining. Pfeiffer, who's had a quiet 13 points.
Very, very quiet.
Greenheck back to Pfeiffer, working against Jensen. Good move around. Oh, couldn't finish.
No,
It feels bad she couldn't get the finish.
Greenheck has nice moves. She just overlaid slightly. Ripon with a chance to make this real interesting with 2:20 left in the game.
Jensen's at the stripe, backs out to Bakuritz.
Yeah, she thought about it.
She'll go left hand, a little too hard.
That's not her strength, Bukaritz. It's about defense and rebounding.
Around the edge, they'll work. Due to the Pointers with a 54-50 lead, under 2 minutes to go. Pfeiffer's going to get a touch foul on Jensen.
Yeah.
And that'll be her 3rd.
Yeah. And that's the problem. The problem is now is free throw. You send them to the free throw line.
Hartman will come in. And Brescia's going to check in. And it looks like Pfeiffer's going to get checked in as well, but she'll have to wait. And the court's in 2.
Yeah, it looks like Nice will re-enter for the Pointers.
Free throw is good from Pfeiffer.
Yeah, that was not a good foul.
55-50. And 55-50 will remain the score with 1:56.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's big news when any free throw shooter for either ball club makes both free throws.
Brescia looking for help. Finds Kurtz. Anderson with it to the right side on the rundown. Brescia with 9 on the shot. Gives the run underneath, basket up, and one.
Wow. Wow. What a great going down Main Street. You got to give credit to both of those players. Skylar was all tied up on defense, nowhere to go with a dead ball, no dribble. Bukarec does a great job of bailing her out. How did she get that, squeeze that
sure,
shot
right?
off?
Taking lessons from Kiana Fall, right?
Big free throw here with 1:31 left.
Free throw is no good. Rebounded out. Who's it going to go? And it'll go against Ripon, and it'll be Stevens Point ball.
My thought was it was Skylar Brescia made contact with it, and then it was knocked away. I was hoping she wouldn't try to save it.
Josie Nice back into the ball game. She'll hand off up top. Krieger will reset back to 42 and Alexa Thompson.
One possession game here.
55-52. 8 on the shot clock. Nice runs into 3 seconds in the lane.
Yeah, you know, they were anticipating Nice to do one of her fancy moves and shoot the short-range jumper, and when she couldn't because of the closeout by, I think it was Bukarec did a great job on the closeout. Yep, that's what happens. You're positioning for an offensive putback.
Jamie Pfeiffer back into the ball game, and here come the Redhawks.
Well, isn't this interesting? we got some theater here, my friend.
You bet. Let's set it up. 1:02 remaining in the ball game. Pointers leading 55, Redhawks 52. Both teams in the bonus here in the fourth, but Ripon struggled from the free throw line today. 9 of 17 for 53%, and Stevens Point 17 of 26.
To the contrary, last night's game that I read about, Whitewater versus Ripon College here in this gym last night. Ripon men shot like 86% or some crazy number like that. They were like 23 of 26 or something like that. It was crazy. And when in a close game like that, 82-77, that was the difference of the game.
We talked about the numbers being pretty even. Ripon rebounds 27 so far in the game. Stevens Point 24. Turnovers 16 apiece.
Well, Ripon doing a much better job in the second half. You can bet there was discussion in the locker room about having double-digit turnovers at the half and only 5 on Stevens Point.
Pointers with 11, though, here in the second half.
There you go. One of the reasons why Ripon, with possession, trailing by 3 with 1:02 remaining, has a chance to come back and steal this.
Hartman will get it in to Kiana Fall. Back to the edge. Shot for 3. Annika Anderson. That won't go. Ball on the ground. And a foul going to be called against.
It does. Yeah, it would be Brescia or Fall. I think Brescia. Let's see.
You don't want Fall because she's got 4, right?
I understand. I'm just saying who they're going to call it on.
And that's going to be Brescia.
Yeah.
And that's going to be her 5th.
Oh. Didn't know she had 4 also. So bad news either way for the Redhawks. Had a nice game. Boy, like you mentioned, Brescia does such a nice job under pressure with the ball in traffic.
Free throw good. Brescia leading the game with 14 points.
Did a nice job in the second half of running that high post in the half-court offense for Coach Busalaki.
14 points, 5 rebounds, 2 baskets good by Krieger. And a timeout taken by Stevens Point.
5-point deficit for Ripon with 53 seconds remaining. They'll be doing the inbounding when they come off of that timeout. We got another game coming up today, don't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Ripon will take on Bethany Lutheran in men's basketball after this one, so we'll have it for you here. Talked about Brescia, her line looking like this today. 14 points, 6 of 11, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 3 assists.
And a partridge and a pear tree.
Yeah.
Great job by the senior. The Mauston senior. That's the town when you're on the highway there. They got that 18-wheeler going vertical off the sign off the interstate.
The landmark.
The landmark, at least certainly for me.
Right.
Yep, I remember a coach talking about her up in her office when she came in as a freshman. She was very excited about what she could do, and she pretty much is as advertised as what her career has been. Very active for a big.
Well, you know, at the beginning of the season, she was 6th off the bench, right? She didn't get the start, but just played really, really good the last few games, and we've seen her be 6, 7, or 8 coming off the bench in her career here.
And more importantly, kids got to remember, athletes got to remember, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. So when the game's on the line, who does the coach have out there? That tells everybody really what's going on.
Bonnie Jensen will inbound to Kiana Fall, 57-52, Pointers lead. Basket up and good this time from Hartman.
Beautiful left hand, cradling that shot to avoid the charge.
3-point lead for Stevens Point. The Redhawks will play tight defense. Hartman almost got a hand on it this time.
No reason to foul either.
Nope, 20 on the shot clock.
You'll have plenty of time if you can hold him here. This is the biggest stop right here.
And now they'll call a hip check, it looks like.
Yeah, what happened was I think it was Jensen tried to go split the ball screen and made the screener fall on their tea kettle.
It's going to be on Bakuritz for third.
Anyway, the ball screener got knocked over. So trailing by 3 with 30 seconds. Ripon is.
Free throw from Pfeiffer. That's no good.
That's big.
Yeah.
But it's only big if she misses this one as well. The rim just got a little smaller for this free throw shooter.
Second one is up, and that's good.
Yeah, big time finish there.
58-54, under 27 seconds to go. Jensen up top, out to the edge, Kiana Fall.
Got to get that shot off.
Annika Anderson over to the edge. Bakuritz looking for some help. That's going to be a turnover. Nice is going to get fouled. Bonnie Jensen had to do whatever she could. Slow it down.
When she went baseline with that dribble, Bakuritz, what she needed was one of her teammates to come down that lane line for her. Ripon sat perimeter. I think they were trying to think, and whoever it was thinking three-pointer. Good job by the defense for the Pointers, just suffocating Ripon's offense there.
Free throw on the way is up and no good for Josie Nice.
Looking pretty good for Stevens Point to come out with a win right now with just under 14 seconds and a 4-point lead.
Make it 5, 59-54.
So what Coach Busalaki has to figure out, the big thing is they're playing so well, they got to learn to close out these games.
Kiana Fall will work around to the edge, push it in. Jensen will lose the dribble off her foot. Ball on the ground, and the clock will hold at 2.4. And Ripon will have possession.
So that's how this game's going to end. Give credit to the Stevens Point defense when it mattered down the stretch. Ripon did a good job of fighting back to make it a one-possession game. And then really the whole key was with 25 seconds left or thereabouts, they set a ball screen. Ripon tried to prevent that by splitting the person with the ball and the ball screener.
Right.
And it was just too physical of a defensive play that created the contact and the subsequent whistle.
So Ripon will fall to 4-7 on the year.
Still 3-0, undefeated in conference play, which from their perspective is the biggest thing, because you come out of there atop the conference, that's your ticket to postseason play.
2.4 remaining. Bakuritz looking to get it in. finds Kiana Fall. She'll put up the run and get it to go with point 2 to make it 59-56, and that will be the end of the ball game. Abby Hartman leading Ripon with 16 points. Also, Skylar Brescia with 14 points. Redhawks will take on UW Oshkosh coming up on Monday at the Colf.
A lot of good stuff about Ripon. Yeah, you didn't get the win, and that hurts. But you look at some of the things that happened in the context of that game, I saw a lot of good stuff. And when they're going to look back at the one stat, we know what it is. In a 3-point game,
Free throws.
Your free throw shooting at home was not good enough.
Yeah, Ripon 9 of 17 to finish the game, and 21 of 32 for Stevens Point there. So, hey, thanks for joining us on the broadcast this afternoon. For our executive producer, camera operator Riley Eisnagel, from Martin Ernster, I'm Jason Mansmith. Ripon College women falling this afternoon, 59-56. Join us next time for Ripon College women's basketball on Midwest Conference Television and the Ripon Channel.